Hi YouTube, thanks for coming back and wanting to watch another of my videos. Today is a very special one for me because I know, as probably you are, I'm obsessed with bags, with designer handbags, and I really like investing in a nice bag and looking after it and treasure it. And this bag is a special one, so that's the bag in question. So it's a wallet and chain. This one is a camellia version in lambskin, and silver hardware, and the strap, obviously crossbody strap. So I got this bag about 2 years ago when we were going on our honeymoon. So it was a wedding gift from my husband. Thank you very much. And I've been enjoying this bag ever since. I will give you a brief description of the bag and what you can fit in it. I will give you my impression of what it will work as. Then I would like to concentrate on different types of wallet and chain, because there's lots of reviews about what you can fit in my wallet and chain, but there isn't that many about different styles of wallet and chain, and I will try to insert the pictures of appropriate ones as well. And then I will give you a brief update about the wear and tear of the bag, and then I will summarize, giving you my impression of whether it's worth the money or not, and whether it's a smart investment, and if there's any flaws of the bag, what they would be. And yeah, so without further delay, let's begin. So first of all, it's a very small bag. As you can see, it's got a little bit of depth in it, but not huge. And this particular one is in a lambskin, and it comes in variety of different leather type, which I will go into more details later. It comes with a shoulder strap, so the strap is fairly long, or long enough to wear it crossbody. Fits perfect. I will put it, and it goes up to just behind, well, just on my hip area. You can wear it over your shoulder, which I don't tend to do. You can wear it as a clutch, so you'll just hide the chain inside the bag, which makes it a little bit more difficult to store things, because obviously it will take it's quite a substantial chain. It's quite heavy, good, really good quality, so it will make the bag smaller inside, but that's just one of those things. So that's how I've been wearing it the most. Or another way of wearing it, you can do double up on the chain, and that's more of an evening wear. So that's how you would do it. So just close the bag, and you can put it on your shoulder, or you can just hold it in your hand. That's how I've been wearing it the most. So yeah, very versatile. I've been wearing it for daytime as well as the nighttime, so especially on a more dressy occasions, or if I have been going out to a nice place, or I don't know, christening, that sort of thing. Absolutely, you can wear it. Another thing, it's surprisingly roomy, and a lot of people say it's not enough for daytime. I disagree. You can fit a surprisingly decent amount of things. So what I've been taking with me my phone, which is iPhone 6. You can put your keys, not the bulky ones, and your cards, your change, maybe a comb, lipstick, tissues, maybe some mints as well. So, you know, fairly decent amount. For nighttime is more than enough. For daytime, it's your call, your judgment. I've been quite happy with this. In terms of what's inside, or what you can, how does it look inside? So it's got quite a lot of pockets or compartments. Different styles of wallet and chain have different lining. The camellia one has a silver or blue silver, very nice and very pretty lining. So it's partially leather and partially partially material, so this is material, but there's a piece of leather in here as well, which is silver, and mine is being made in Italy. So starting from the front, the camellia goes all over the front, the back, the bottom of the bag, and the sides are just a plain lambskin leather. The front has a pocket in here. There's a zip compartment, very good for keeping your change, and maybe if you've got cards, it's even more handy to put the cards here rather than on card slots. And there is another compartment. I've got my authenticity card, it's a difficult word, and then there is a main compartment which I tend to keep my phone and my keys and all my essential card compartments, 3 on each side, and then there is another big compartment which I haven't figured out what I'm supposed to do with it, but it's got a beautiful lining, so it's all really nicely done, but it goes through the whole length of the bag, which is quite strange but relatively roomy. And obviously it's got a Chanel logo on here. This is just a plain lambskin leather, and then the closure. Okay, so it's fairly right. This is one of the things I'm going to talk about later. So it's fairly simple design, but very nicely put together. The chain is beautiful, and I haven't seen any issues, or haven't had any issues with the chain, so very pleased with that. So that's the overview of the bag. I will leave the dimensions as well. I believe all of the wallets and chain, apart from the half moon, they have very similar dimensions, so pretty much more or less the same. Right, moving on to the next category. Oh, as well, the bag came beautifully packed, as you can expect from Chanel, in a beautiful Chanel box. When you open the box, it's got all the essentials, so the beautiful velvet dust bag with a Chanel, and then the ribbon, and then the receipt as well, because yeah, I like to keep the things together, so everything is where it should be. So that's this. As for the second part, so just to give you an update of what the wallet and chain are all about, and the whole family. So as I did some research before the video, the wallet and chain is advertised as the most versatile bag you will ever want or need, because you can use it for day and night time. It's the whole collection expanded, and it's got 8 different bags. Some of them are seasonal, some of them are classic, and they are all classed as a wallet and chain. So traditionally you will have a clutch bag, but the bag is mainly to keep it in your hand. With the wallet and chain, it gives you opportunity to put it on your shoulder and to use it you know, all day and all night round. So that's the theory behind it. There are different types of wallet and chains, and surprisingly they are different prices as well. I will concentrate on the 5 types, which in my opinion are the most popular. There are another 3 types. I will link them down below as well, or I will link the website. I've sourced my data using the website called Bright My Bag, which has the most comprehensive list of Chanel bags and Chanel prices, and they increase the prices, or what they've increased the prices by. So all the prices I'm referring to are from July 2017, so they are most up to date. There may be occasional change or occasional wrong information, but that's just the nature of the things, and Chanel is increasing the prices dramatically. Not as dramatically as the classic flap bags, but still relatively huge increases if you compare it to 2 years ago when I got my wallet and chain. So starting from the most classic, and I will insert all the pictures of the wallets. So starting from the most classic, it's a classic quilted wallet and chain, and it comes in variety of leathers and colours. They do it in caviar, and they do it in lambskin, and they do it in variety of colours, starting from black and red, which will be more classic, but there are seasonal colours as well, and I think it comes in patent leather as well. And it retails for about dollars it's $2,100. For UK, because I'm UK based, it's 630 pounds, and it's 1,865 euros for Europe. So if you do an exact conversion, I don't think the prices are exact how they would be, but you know, if you convert from dollars to pounds and vice versa. But that's just the nature of this business. And as well, what was interesting for me is that different style of wallet and chain are more expensive or cheaper depending on the country. So I'm guessing that's just the demand for certain models. So classic wallet and chain is the second most expensive. The first most expensive in USA and Europe is the reissue wallet and chain. So it's reissue 255 wallet and chain. Probably one of my favorite, if not more favorite than the classic wallet and chain, but it's the most expensive in terms of, well, it costs the same in dollars, but because it costs $2,100, but it's definitely more expensive in pounds. It's 1,720, and definitely the most expensive in euro. It's 2,010 euros. So you know, a few differences. The third, I don't know whether this is the most popular, but it's my wallet and chain, so that's the Camellia. And the Camellia one comes in classic colours. So there is black, there is red, which is exactly the same, just a red lambskin. And there is another lambskin which has got a big Camellia in here, and that's the red one as well. And the Camellia comes only in a lambskin. The classic one comes in lambskin and caviar. The classic reissue, I think it's is it a calf leather? I think it's a calf leather. So that's just a classic. So the Camellia wallet and chain retails for in the USA retails for 2,100. In UK is 1,490 pounds. In Europe is 1,795 euros. So you know, quite a few different prices, and they just don't match completely. And then there is another one which is boy wallet and chain. That's really more adventurous and less classic style. It's got the same price in USA as the other ones that I've mentioned. In UK, slightly more expensive. It's 1,730, and I guess that's the demand for that drives that price. In euro, it's quite expensive as well, 1,980 euros. And then there are two different types, and there are two other types of wallet and chain. So the first one is the timeless wallet and chain, and then the last one I'm going to mention is the half moon. And they traditionally tend to be cheaper wallet and chain. The half moon is definitely the cheapest out of all because it retails for $1,500, and the timeless wallet and chain is slightly cheaper than the rest of the wallets, $2,000. I will link the other conversion prices as well. But in my opinion, and that's just my opinion, the definitely half moon is slightly more dated from my perspective. That might be controversial, and I apologize if I offended anybody. But the timeless wallet and chain is very plain, and it comes in variety of colors as well. And the half moon is a seasonal piece and not always available. So that's the family I'm going to mention. There's other types as well, which I will try to link below if you're interested to see what's out there. In terms of the pricing differences, very difficult to comment on that. I got mine. I'll give you a history and the background information. I got mine from Heathrow. It was Terminal 3. So in Heathrow you've got 5 terminals, and the Terminal 3 and Terminal 5 has a Chanel shop. And you can buy most of the Chanel bags over there at discounted prices minus the VAT, except classic styles. So sometimes you can get reissue, you would get boys, you can get quite a lot of boy Chanel, but you will never get the classic 255 or 256, or you know, the classic flap bags, you know, small, medium, large. You wouldn't get it. You get the minis, rectangle minis, you can get the square mini, but you wouldn't get the classic design. So at the time when I got my wallet on chain, it retailed in the UK for £1,250, and I believe I got mine in Heathrow. I was traveling outside of Europe, because that's the deal. If you're traveling to USA, if you're traveling outside of the European Union, you will be eligible for tax-free. If you are staying in the UK, although you're traveling from that terminal, you will have to pay the full price. So I paid £1,050, so about £200 of the retail price. If I compare to the price at the minute, which is nearly £1,500, it's a massive price increase in the last 2 years. Whether it's worth it, stay till the end and you'll find out. So yeah, that's about the family and the price increases. In terms of the wear and tear, so this is a lambskin, and when I got it, I was asked, or I was told by the sales assistant, this is a lambskin, it's a delicate leather, it will scratch. Is that all right with you? And I said yes, because I knew it, well, I will be looking after it properly, and I hope it won't scratch. And I'm very pleased to report I don't think it's scratched. And I haven't I've been looking after this bag, but I haven't been like super careful. I try to look after my things, my possessions, my belongings. I find it really joy and proud in doing this, but I haven't been like babysitting this bag. I do a close-up so you can see. So that's the bag. That's the side, the edges, nothing really worn. That's the other side, that's the front. So it's pretty good condition. Well, it's perfect condition if you were to ask me. Chain is absolutely perfect. So the wear and tear is pretty good. The inside, I cannot see any particular markings. Maybe a little bit discoloration here, but that just might be my makeup. There's two things. So first of all, I wanted to say I've been really uncareful, or maybe, and I stood on a chewing gum when I was in I think Dubai about a year and a half ago, and I've been wearing that bag at the time, and I don't know whether I've transferred, I touched the chewing gum or whatever happened, but I didn't realize, and I put this bag back into the storage, and I left it, and about 2 or 3 months later I needed it. I was going and traveling again, and when I arrived at my destination, I was invited for a christening. I realized that there is a massive chewing gum patch on here. My first impression or initial intention was like, oh my goodness, I have to get some, I don't know, chemical remover, and that's something that I would strongly not recommend. So I resist the temptation, and I've googled, and most of the replies I had was not very promising, because they said it's extremely difficult, especially on a lambskin. So I did. I've tried to remove the excess that was not touching the leather with credit cards, because that was the only thing I could think of. It was quite hard, the gum, but it was properly stuck. It was a big stain like this, and that's extremely uncareful of me. And then what I did with the rest, so I removed it without actually damaging the leather. And what I did, I took a cotton bud, and I used an oily moisturizer. I've used the Nivea Rich Moisturizer, and I was trying to dissolve the gum, massaging the body balm into the skin, the lambskin. And I'm pleased to report, absolutely, I don't know where it was, because you cannot see the damage, and the patch was this size. So Yes, lambskin will scratch, it's prone to damage, but if you look after it, or well, maybe I got a really good version, but yeah, I'm really pleased, and I'm chuffed to bits that I haven't damaged this bag, but that's just my story, so be careful. But if that happens, or should that happen, that's what I've done, and that sort of helped. In terms of, so no damage here. The only thing I'm going to say that I don't think worn up too well over the last 2 years, I don't like the fact that when I open the bag, it sort of crinkles. You can see the wrinkles, and the wrinkles stay quite visible, and obviously because it's sort of a print on the leather, you can definitely see that, so I don't like that bit. And as well, one thing that I don't like, that I think got worse and over time, is the closure. So it's not very practical, and I know that there is another version which you just close like a proper Chanel bag, but it's quite difficult to close, so you kind of have to look where is the closure and then have to press it. I've got the impression that it used to close better than it does. The leather got softer over time, and I think the bag is not as stiff, so it doesn't hold this shape as well. So that's why when I close it, I have to go like this. So that's the bit I don't. Oh, just got stuck. That's the bit I don't like, and I think that's just something to be careful and look after it, and just be mindful of it. In terms of so wrapping up, because I've got 22 minutes nearly, so going to the summary, whether the bag is worth the money, I say yes. However, if you can get it, the tax-free or airports, cheaper, £200–300 cheaper, definitely worth buying. Full price, well, I've been wearing it a lot, and cost per wear is in, you know, £30–40 mark. It will stay with me for another, hopefully, 10, 15, 20 years. So yes, it's a statement bag. It's a bag that will take you from day to night. I do strongly believe if you were to own, and that's controversial because most people will say flat bag, but if I was to say what Chanel bag should every woman own, I would say wallet and chain, because it is practical bag, and I really like it. It's one of my favorite bags. I enjoy using it. I enjoy looking after it. It stayed with me. It paid off. Yeah, so it served its purpose. Sorry, I think the video was too long. So if I was going back to what I was saying, is if I was to own one, I would go probably for classic in maybe caviar leather, classic quilting. If you want to go for something different, go for camellia, or the coloured one in lambskin, because they are absolutely gorgeous. So in my honest opinion, I think it's worth buying, it's worth investing. If you can get it cheaper, good on you, and I would strongly recommend that. But yeah, if I was to invest in one Chanel bag, that would be the bag. So yeah, I'm still not very happy about the Chanel prices and Chanel policy about price increases. I find the flat bags and the boy bags, and they're just becoming completely out of anybody's reach. So yeah, if you've got the money, or if you can save the money, definitely worth the hassle. So thank you very much for watching my videos. Thank you very much for the likes and the time that you spend it with me. Please like it if you liked it, subscribe, check out my blog, because I'm doing a lot of things with this bag and many more. So yeah, I really appreciate, and hope to see you soon. Thank you very much. Bye.